Maybe when we go to family reunions, things come alive with some of our family members open the album of pictures of many years ago. You can find that you look amazingly like grandma when she was your age, sometimes, or grandpa. Those photographs are all we have to connect us to our ancestors. Many times we don't know their stories or even their complete names, but even if we don't know much about our forefathers, some of their traits still live in us.
Lesson 1, A Family Tree of God's Love. Power text. For I have chosen him so that he will direct his children and his household after him to keep the way of the Lord by doing what is right and just, so that the Lord will bring about for Abraham what he has promised him. Genesis 18:19.
Maybe ancestors not seem particularly important for some people today. Before, in the Old Testament times, family was the most important part of the society. And we can see it here. Abraham had so many persons to relate to, starting from Adam. We can see his line traced backwards through Shem, Noah, Methuselah, Enoch, Seth, and the son of Adam. So these godly men established a family history of serving God. The tradition was known and passed down to Abraham. And you also can see a family tree as well, starting with Abraham and following up with their children and the children of the children and the children of the children. God had a special plan for him and for all of them and for all of us.
Lesson 2, A Peaceful Party. Power text. So Abraham said to Lot, let's not have any quarreling between you and me, or between your hearts and mine, for we are close relatives. Genesis 13:8.
In this lesson, we learn that even though we have cousins, aunts, uncles, brothers, sisters, mom, and dad, we're all different. But being different doesn't mean that we cannot solve our problems or conflicts in a good way. Abraham solved their conflicts between their employees, each of them had, and they needed land, but God has promised Abraham that he was going to have land, and all the land there was his, but he wanted to share with Lot, and Lot's employees were kind of upset. Having disagreements, it's part of being different, but it doesn't mean that we cannot be happy together and content with what God have given us to share.
Lesson 3, Playing the Waiting Game. And so after waiting patiently, Abraham received what was promised. Hebrews 6:15.
Waiting. It's such a hard thing to do. Waiting for Christmas, waiting for your birthday, waiting till school's out, waiting till you can drive. Be patient. Your parents say that because parents know that the result of impatience are usually a disaster.
In this lesson, Abraham showed us waiting is important. We know the story says that Abraham and Sarah couldn't bear any kids. They couldn't have kids. Being old, unable to have kids. If we also learn that if we get to know God more and His words and promises, we can wait patiently instead of deciding on our own what to do and get a wrong choice, like what happened with Agar and Abraham. Sarah was so impatient to have a kid that she allowed Agar to have a kid for her. We learned that waiting God's timing is the best choice. So we have learned so much, and we're waiting for this week challenge. We'll see what it's gonna be. Build your family tree. See you in Sabbath school.